Hey guys, we are drinking a Kirkland's Citra Hop Session IPA. I love this beer. It is super drinkable. You get it at Costco's. I grab it every time I go there. So drinkable. Except I'm just finishing the last swig out of this can. And that's because I'm drinking it with ice out of my Bones mug and a straw. And that last drink just didn't fit in the cup. Now, I told Dan and Clint the other day that if anything ever happens to me, like I leave the planet, everyone either needs to drink a dirty martini or beer with ice in it, because I am an iced beer person. I know, some of you are like freaking out, egads, gasp. It's just how I like it. So grab your drink, however you drink it. Let's get started. Hey guys, Chevyrell here. This is the Chevyrell Stuff Podcast. We're in the stuff room. As you can see, it's a little bit of a dreary day. We're in the fall months. It's gonna start getting darker, as it does when it's sweater weather season. We are coming off of a tasting video, which I did with Clinty, that you guys have probably already seen. If you're into the tasting videos, I know not everyone is. Some of you are just here for the yarny goodness, and that's cool too. I do have to apologize though. I haven't even finished editing it yet. It is not up yet in real time, but it will be before you see this. And we recorded on Clint's back deck thing, and the cicadas were so loud. And just city loudness. I think there was like an air conditioner running. The sound isn't great, but trying the snacks were fun. And I hope that staring at how pretty Clint is was enough for some of you. Everybody loves a Clinty. So this is back to your regularly scheduled program of yarny type stuffs. So we're gonna start out with some FOs. My first FO is I finished my spinning. I spun this, I already put it back. It lives right there. It's my Shepherd's Woodworking Turkish spindle. I wanted to say trundle for some reason. I don't even know what that is, a trundle bed. Is that like when you'd spend the night at your friend's house and they'd pull that bed from under their bed? Is that a trundle bed? I think that might be a trundle bed. I don't know where that word came from. I don't use it. Turkish spindle, it lives back there. I got like 60-ish yards. This was a faux cashmere wool blend, and it is squishy, squishy, squishy. No idea what it'll be, but adding it to the stash. My next FOs are kind of odd, but they're an FO, so I had to show ya. These used to be sheets. I loved these sheets. I bought these sheets when I was 24-ish, 25 maybe, and they weren't alive anymore. They were wholly, I wasn't using them as sheets. I only had the top sheet. I have no idea what happened to the fitted sheet. I was using it as a couch sheet, which I don't know if any of y'all have dogs, but I like to have my dog on the couch, but I also don't like hairy furniture, so I always have a sheet on the furniture.
It's sort of like the new age grandma plastic wrapped furniture, right?
And I thought about slip covers, but that just seems like too much of a pain in the ass to wash. Anyway, these are just rags. They're rags. I sewed them. Did a little zigzag stitch. What gave me this idea, I was trying to hold on to this ratty sheet because I love them so much. I just think they're so cute. I was watching Kristi's, dang it. Kristi, I'm sorry. I do this every time. Barbara from Flamin' Fiber's daughter, Kristi, has a stitchy, like a floss tube. And it is Kristi's Needlework Corner. Needlecraft Corner. Why can't I ever remember it? I could be one of those people and cut all this out and pretend like I knew it, but I'm honest. I'm honest. Kristi's Corner Needlework. Kristi's Corner Needlework. She's the medieval historian. She did the grab yo drank. It's back here. You can't see it. I haven't worked on mine in forever. The grab yo drank cross stitch drink shelves for the temperature thing. Anywho, I love her. She talks about super fun stuff on her floss tube. especially when she's talking medieval stuff. And on episode 86, she talked about this diary she found when she was researching for a Renaissance class she was teaching. So cool. It was about back in the day when you had marriages, when you came into a marriage, they had a diary or a log of everything you came into the marriage with. So it listed all these hankies and whatever clothes the wife had. It was really, really interesting. If you like that kind of thing, go look. In that episode, she mentioned the journey of fabric back then. Because, we live in a world of fast fashion. You buy something, you wear it until it gets a hole in it, and then you throw it away or whatnot. Or if you donate it to wherever, thrift store. But back in the day, they didn't do that. They had maybe 2 outfits, and they wore them until they were absolutely threadbare. And then when that happened, they moved them to something else, and eventually they became rags. So I made my own rags. I love a good rag. So that's how those came about. I just had to share that because I thought it was really neat. My next FO is from one of my faves, the Big Book of Knitted Monsters. I got this at Half Price Books for $8. I did link it in the show notes from Amazon just because I feel like that's the easiest that everyone knows. But it was like $35. So if you want this book, go do some more research. As some of you know, I knit monsters for my 3-year-old nephew. Here he is, Cole, with his monsters. He has Hugo, and then I made Chunk, which it isn't in this book. It was a free pattern she'd released, which is no longer on Ravelry. I had to go digging for it. It's like on a blog post maybe that she made, but you can still find it. Look up Rebecca Danger Monster Chunk. They're so cute. But I made him Geet, the garage monster. And here he is. Isn't he cute? I super reinforced the ears and the legs so that way they won't get pulled off because he does love his monsters. So this is Geet. I haven't decided if I want to wait for Christmas to give him to him or if I am going to give it to him early because I can't wait. Spoiler alert, I couldn't wait.
Wow, that's fun, Geek. It's a garage monster.
He's a garage monster. What do you think he eats? Vice grips? Yeah?
Yeah, that's fun, Geek.
I just use scraps for that. It's all acrylic. I did the safety eyes. I have a bazillion of them. And these were all scraps in the stash. This isn't acrylic. This is wool. But everything else is just acrylic stash that I had in the stash. I'm real good with words. It was a long day at work, yo. I've been going 100 miles an hour since I woke up. I feel like this is going to be a short Really? Sun hasn't been out all day, and now it is just in my face. I'm going to continue on and hope that the clouds move quickly. Famous last words, I was going to say this is going to be a quick episode because I really do think that it will be, but we'll see. Now, we're on to whoops. Gosh, can you even see me? Oh, there. I'm just going to wait it out. I'm feeling a little verklempt. Let me give you a topic to discuss. Marijuana. Not married, nor do I wanna. We watched SNL skits, old SNL skits last weekend and had such a blast doing it. My first whip is living in my beautiful Syster bag that kind of turns into a bucket. It also, let me just show you, Dan's back from his bike ride. So you tuck it all in, but when you untuck it, there's these flaps, so you can tuck them in and knit right out of it or spin, which is what I'm doing. Or you can fold this strap down into the bottom, or you don't even have to do that. You can just tuck it in and close it like so and have a little knotted bag. That's how I travel with it. I got this at YarnCon many moons ago. Or you can also put the handle on the outside and have a bucket. Whatever your flavor, you can do all sorts of stuff. I am spinning on my new drop spindle from Kristi at OnaQuestforFibre. This is my 3D supported Turkish spindle. I will tell you, I have not spun it supported yet. I have just not had the time to look at any videos on that, to sit down and do it. This is just something I pick up real quick when I just have a couple minutes, kind of like I did there. I'll just do a couple spins on it. This one, I am trying to make my oh, well, I messed that one up. Goodness. I'm trying to make a pretty turtle because my turtles are always kind of wonky looking. So you go over 2, under 1, over 2, under 1, which is, I've obviously messed up because that diagonal is not supposed to be there. But this is the fiber. I'm just going to spin it as I pick it up, and then I'll probably ply it back on itself. Oh, I have this too. I think she said this is Pullworth. I'm just going to spin it all together. I've been on a spindle kick here lately. I enjoy it way mucho. My next whip is in my Home Row Fiber Co. bag. Hold on, let me show you so you can see how cute it is. These are my Once Upon a Time pattern socks, now vanilla socks, off my Ninja Chicken sock blank. This is what I have left of the sock blank. Let me be a good podcaster and get a sock blocker. This actually isn't a whip. It's a hoe. I didn't sew in my ends.
You talking to me?
No, I'm podcasting.
Who were you saying hello to?
I said ho, because I have a half-finished object. This sun. Serious. It hasn't been out all day, guys. I need some sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses at night. Seriously? Ugh. There's still some, but we'll make do, right? We'll make do. It's the time of year, man. It's the time of year. Here's one sock. I have my little Harbo Progress Keeper. Isn't that cool? Now, they're crinkly because they're not blocked. That's way going to change. Obviously, the color's way blown out. I can't even get it to... Why does it look like there's a hole right there? It's not a hole right there. I must have just pulled a little tight. That shit'll block right out. That's what I'm hoping. I love the way it spiraled, though, the colors. And then I stopped in the middle of a row. Nice. I have this much done on my next one. Is that all I wanted to say about that? I think so. My next 2 whips are a pretty big deal. I am so close to being done. I will show you my crocheted vest first. This yarn, again, blowout. This yarn is Deep Stash from Michigan. I had the tag right here. Where did it go? Where did it go? I don't know. It's a 50-50 linen cotton, I think. You guys, this thing has given me fits. I have ripped this out like multiple rows so many times. I was having a ruffling problem. Then I was having, I thought that for some reason in my head, I'm backwards. I had, it was ruffling, and I was thinking that it was scrunched so that I needed to add more stitches so that it would lay flat. But because that's what it looked like. It didn't look like there were too many stitches. It looked like there weren't enough. But then I added more, and then it really ruffled. So I ripped it out again. It's been ripped out so many times. Then I can't get the top the way I want, but I think I figured it out. This is the Spring Sun Mandala Vest by Nadia Fuad. I think I said Fuad. I think it's Fuad, F-U-A-D. I think I said Feud. I said Feud the last time. It's Fuad. Let me just show you. Dun, da, da, da. The lighting's not gonna go well. Sorry about it. Oh, guys, there. I don't know if you can see it, but I was having, like, in the pattern, this is like way ruffly and kind of like folds down around the back of her neck. I didn't want it any longer than this. I needed to stop going around. Plus, I did not want all this bunchy back here. I did add and made the armholes bigger because, like, the way she had it written, that it's only one size and they were like way up here. I wanted it to be loosey-goosey, you know? See how long it is? But look, you guys, look how fun that's gonna be when I'm on skates. So I think I have it figured out, except I still have to rip back because somehow last night I did a bunch of decreasing up in here and somehow I missed a stitch. I have no idea how I did that. No clue, but I have some fixing to do. So she's almost done. I mean, that's all. It's basically finished minus maybe 20 minutes. Maybe 20 minutes. I also have to say, this yarn is so full of fluff. If you guys don't like mohair or that kind of yarn that you're like this, a 50-50 linen cotton is not the way to go. It is everywhere. Okay, next big FO that's almost complete, you can probably guess. What? Look at it. Look at it. Now, I think per pattern that it probably would be considered done. Look at the pockets. I'm hoping that it blocks out a little. I did some alterations. I lengthened the sleeves because I think that she only called for the cuffs to be like this, maybe. And I like my sleeves, this is why I'm hoping it blocks out. I like my sleeves to sit yay so. I'm going to knit the hem. I'm probably gonna double it, maybe 1.5 more. I want it to sit like right under my belly roll. I plan on wearing it with high-waisted jeans, but I don't want it to be so cropped, you know? However, now that I have it on, it's sort of cute right here. It's the same on the back. I love it. I made this sweater my bitch. This pattern, I should say. Oh, I only ripped out 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 stitches. I'll fix that later. I'm all staticky now. Oh my gosh. Here. There. That's better. Now, let me fix these stitches. This is, while I'm doing this, the Stepaside by Jennifer Beale, aka fucking origami sweater, because it's seriously like origami. Here we go. I do it every time. I mess it up. Stand by. Oh, here's the tag for, oh, I was way off. That is an 84-16 cotton linen. So floofy, so floofy. And now that makes sense that it's way more cotton than it is linen. So many ends to weave in on this. And I wove them in as I went because I like a nice, clean surface. So I am literally just down to the hem and to sew in, I'm forgetting my word, to sew in that end. You guys have heard me talk about Andi the Knittress. She's brilliant. I was watching her episode. I think I'm one behind on her. One of her last 2 or 3 episodes, she mentioned when you're knitting a sweater this big, her trick, and some of you probably know this and are like, duh, Chevis, where have you been? How long did you say you've been knitting? You guys, you tuck the sleeves in. And then you like, as you're turning it for the hem, you're not, I mean, why is it that there are these tips and tricks that when you hear them, you think, duh, why didn't I think of that? Why doesn't everyone talk about doing that? Comment below, I'm interested. What is the tip or trick that you've learned in your knitting that was like, why did that take someone else telling me to do it? That was so simple. And if I just would have thought about it for a minute, I would have done that. Hopefully the next time you see this, it will be done. And that means that both of my Rhinebeck projects, at least as of right now, going to be finished by Rhinebeck, which is good because look, 23 days until Rhinebeck. You won't see me again before Rhinebeck on here if you're going to Rhinebeck. The next time y'all will see me, hopefully will be at Rhinebeck. Now, I've been told that cell service there sucks out loud, which sort of concerns me because I haven't really made any plans like to meet up with my friends because I just feel like, hello? I haven't really made any plans to meet up with my friends because I was thinking like I'll just text you when I get there, but then somebody said that the service sucks and now I'm just gonna hope I see ya. You know what I mean? Hope I see ya. If you see me, say hey. You know what I'm saying? And don't be shy. Don't be shy. Just come say hi. I will be excited to take a picture with you. Sir, you gave it a little kiss. That's enough. You sit. Sit. Good boy. You stay right there. Look, everyone's saying hi to you. Good boy. Okay. I have one more whip. He's out. I have one more whip. It is in my Hohe bag. You guys, I love this bag. The color, everything about it, I love it. Thank you, Elizabeth. Clint has commissioned me to make him something for his new niece or nephew that's coming. Sir, we don't know what. They're going. Hey! It's going to be a surprise. So gender neutral. Little dungarees, aren't they cute? They're so cute. Okay, these are the baby dungarees, and the design is by Gudrun Lanecken. I don't know the pronunciation of Norwegian. She's from Norway. And I think it translates, it also says knit colorful. So I don't know if this is her name and she also knits by Knit Colorful. Hey. Or if it's a translation. I'm not sure. This is about a $5.12 pattern on Ravelry. Will be linked below. Ditto. Thank you. It only has like 3 projects on Ravelry, which for how cute it is, I cannot believe that it doesn't have more. But I will tell you, I'm knitting the newborn size, so the smallest size. And I'm not sure if it's just, it reads to me like a free pattern. Like there are things that are assumed. You know what I mean? How some free patterns just assume that you know, what was it? Let me look just a minute. First off, it's in centimeters, even the English version. Like it says, increase 1 row right inside of moss stitches. And I'm like, inside, does that mean the middle? Like I'm thinking inside the moss stitches. But then the more I looked at it, it is like increase 1 after the moss stitch and right before the next set of moss stitch. So it's just like some of the wording tripped me up. And then for the second leg, it says mirror the second leg, but do opposite buttonholes, which if you aren't someone who's been knitting for a while, you know, you might not be able to figure that out. So it took me a minute, but then I was thinking, like my initial thought obviously was for a paid for pattern, this is pretty loosey-goosey. But then I thought maybe it's a translation thing. That being said, if you're a new knitter, just know that there's some, you got to use your brain. Like I had to use my brain to think about what the designer meant. Like I had to look at it and look back at the thing and look at it again. There's an at the same time. She does say to read ahead in the pattern, which I usually don't do. So I very much appreciate that when a designer says to do it, because you are increasing and doing buttonholes at the same time, which if you didn't read ahead, you would be ripping out. So just some little things like that. Now I am using Yarn Geek Fibers, Rocketeer, and this is, her Rocketeer base is 80 merino wool, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon, 496 yards. This is the winter pin oak colorway, and this is a vintage Yarn Geek colorway. I did look, I've linked her shop below, but she does not have this colorway anymore. I have it in my Leela Styles VHS, no, that's upside down, Drop Dead Fred yarn condom. Let me just unfold it here so you can see the cake a little bit. It looks like that. So gender neutral, it's like grays and like a dark navy, orange. It's almost like black to navy and orange to yellow. It's really cool. And I think I might knit her something to go in this little pocket. Like a little critter of some sort to tuck in that pocket. So far, I have one and some leg done. You knit the legs one at a time. Look at that blotch of gray. And there are teeny tiny little buttonholes. See them? 3 of them. So then you'll eventually fold them and connect them somehow like so. So there's one wee leg, and then I started the second one just last night. Cute little quick knit. I'm enjoying it very much. And that's all I've been working on. My other stuff is not seeing love. I haven't worked on my drink shelf. I haven't worked on my rug. I have a mitten back there that I need to finish the second one on. I haven't touched Cole's blanket. So I do have a bunch of stuff that is just gonna have to wait. Rhinebeck knitting has been taking precedent over everything. Wow, this is gonna be the shortest episode I've had in like forever. Oh, here's it's Highland. I always mess it up. It's Highland wool, 100% virgin wool. This is for my Stepaside, which is by Harrisville Designs. I use the foliage colorway, foliage, however you say it. That's the orange color, and then the gray, heather gray color, I think is called Silver Mist, if you care about that kind of stuff. I know I don't say that kind of thing a lot of times, like I used this size needle, because it really doesn't benefit me much when other people say it, because everyone's gauge is different. I used to be a super tight knitter and would go up a needle size on everything I knit, and these days I almost always get gauge, pretty damn close, almost always. So I'm a gauge swatcher, guys. I know some of you do the whole Austin Powers thing.
I also like to live dangerously.
I do not. I'm scared. And even then, sometimes swatches lie, right? They're lying liars who lie. But I really should tell you more colorways. I've forgotten to mention some colorways here recently, and I've gotten a couple comments. So if I ever don't do it, let me know. I'll let you know. It might take me a minute, but I promise I'll let you know. I have no enabling. I really have not been spending money because I'm saving my Yarny budget for Rhinebeck. Yep. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I did have a little mini Target haul the other day, though, that was kind of fun. I hadn't been to Target in forever. I did get a couple Happy Mails. One I opened, one I did not. I got this super cute card from Lisa. She's a new subscriber. Little tidbit. I love frogs. Not as much as I used to, but what made me fall in love with frogs is this specific tree frog, and I called him Hermie. And when I was in high school, I'd freak out whenever there was a frog on something. But then what happened, and some of you also maybe has happened to you, everybody bought me frog stuff. And just because I like frogs doesn't mean I think all frog things are cute, you know? So then it got to the feeling of, we need to get Chevy something, just buy her something with a frog on it. Oh, here's a frog, let's just buy that for her, and it was like, no, it's not really what I meant. I don't collect them, and I don't love them as much as I used to because I kind of got burnt out on them, but it made me happy when I saw him. Anywho, she sent me a couple stitch markers. And I have to tell you guys, I'm bummed because one of them is broken. Now, this one is not. I'm a Pisces. That's a Pisces. And it has my favorite lever, earring, lever, whatever you call it. And this was my other one. Can I set it up? Let's see how good I am. It broke. There was a little hoop right there and it broke. But you know me, I'm going to turn it into something good. I am. She said that they are from Rainbow Bee Beads on Etsy. I'll link them below. Thank you, Lisa, so much. She said hi to Ditto, so I gave Ditto pats when I was reading the card. I received a package that I haven't opened yet. And I've had it for a minute, so I'm super excited. I'm finally getting to open it. This is from my girl Robin from Byrds. For those of you in my area, you will know Byrds because it's a van. It's like a bus. It's a van bus. It's bigger than a van, smaller than a bus, but it's filled with yarn and other goodies. And Robin's awesome. She's at Yellow Springs. She got me, I think Dan has it. She got me a super cool flask one time that I showed. I always love it when I go to a festival and see Robin. Plus, it's a nice little break for those hot festivals because the van is air conditioned. Actually, let me see if she says, I want to see what she calls it. I'm going to start calling it a bus because it's a van bus or a ban. Oh, it's a truck. It's a yarn truck. I was way off.
Swanson?
Maybe it's on the briefcase. Look on the...
Oh, yeah, it's right here. Samsonite. I was way off.
Okay. Hold on, Crinkles. Let me read the card first. She got this from a fellow yarn truck. And right there it would have said yarn truck. I wouldn't have even had to open it up. Thought of you, knit on. Oh, she's going to be at Cake-a-Palooza. Cake-a-Palooza. It's the only event that I'm not going to when we go to Rhinebeck. But I'm excited because that means she's going to Rhinebeck. So, Robin, maybe I'll see you. Here's her logo. Look at what she got. Roller skates. It says, roll with it, bitches. I don't know if you can see that. Roll with it, bitches. I love it. The back is just like a black canvas. Knit two together. Sue Treiber. There's her contact information. Of course, I will link her if you want to get in on this. She calls them sweary zip pouches. Thanks, Robin. You rock. You guys, I feel like this is so short that I feel like I need to talk more. Do you guys want me to talk more? There are usually a ton of things that I'd like to say that I never talk about because my episodes run so long. So let me think if I can think of any of them. My teeth. A lot of people ask me how my teeth situation is doing. The OGs out there a long time ago, these poor people who are the OGs had to listen to like 3 or 4 episodes of me bitching about this tooth debacle I had. It's fine. It's fine. I had an abscess up here. They didn't know what it was. They cleaned it out. The bone's growing back. It works just fine. I had a nightmare doctor thing that said it was going to be like 10 grand or something ridiculous. I went to another dentist and now I love my dentist. I was actually just there today. So my new dentist rocks and my tooth is fine and it's still in there. So 2 thumbs up for keeping my teeth. Dan did well in his Chicago triathlon. He didn't make his goal, but he did well and we had a lot of fun. Had so much fun with Clinny in Chicago. We always do. Our trips to Chicago are basically a whirlwind because we're only there for like 3 days. You know, now I have friends there that, like, I was going to try and hook up with Michael from Piece for Piece Crafting for a drink. It just didn't work out. I felt like we were running the entire time. And we basically go from food place. Clint and I got foot massages. Oh my God. You guys ever gotten a foot massage? Let me tell you, it's not just a foot massage. They go like clear up to your knees. It's awesome. Babe, what else have we been doing? We started watching The Orville, which is a Seth MacFarlane show. It's basically like the 2022 version of Star Trek. Similar outfits, kind of similar missions, more comedy. Cole started preschool, 3-year-old preschool. I guess there's a differentiation there. Like there's preschool and then pre-K or something. Like when I was little, it was preschool, kindergarten, 1st grade. Now they have like 2 years of preschool preschool and pre-K. He's 3, whatever. That's like a thing. Basically, you can go to preschool if you're 3 years old and potty trained. I think that's it. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of rambling. I don't normally get to be chatty with you because I talk so long about everything else. I know. I forgot. Oh my gosh. For those of you who left because you don't give a hoot about my personal stuff, which you might not give a hoot about this either, we went to Dan's aunt and uncle's lake place. They have a beautiful place on the lake. And his mom came up from Oklahoma. It's like down southern Indiana. So she came up from Oklahoma. We went down there, had a great weekend. Dan's mom brought up her mom, so Dan's grandma, had like a bazillion hankies. And I picked some of my faves and brought them home. So I got this one. Look at the little people. Look, there's sheep. I mean, I had to get it. Is that a sheep or do you think it's a dog with sheep wool? I mean, I think that's a sheep. It's a cartoonish sheep, but I think it's a sheep. And I got this one. Look at it's like a little fountain bowl thing. This one. They're so old, you guys. So old. I thought this one was fun. This one looks like a newer design. Like this is pretty modern compared to the rest of them. And then this is the last one I got. Isn't it cute? Now, Kristi, this is like me talking about the Kristi episode from Kristi's Needle Craft Corner. Fuck. Kristi's Needle. Kristi's Corner Needleworks. Why can I not remember that? It irritates me. Put Kristi in the corner. Kristi's Corner is first. Kristi's Corner Needlework. We'll see if I remember that. Anyway, Kristi has talked about handkerchiefs because she uses them. She's also embroidered on them, which, don't hold me to it, but I did envision some embroidery for these. I mean, that's the thought I had in my head when I picked these out. I don't know what I want to do. some like little embellishments maybe. Now the ones Kristi did, they're like plain, like there's a plain corner kind of like where these guys are, and she'd embroider something cute on there like an avocado or something, you know, like something little like that. That's probably not what I would do, but Kristi uses handkerchiefs, and I will try and find it. There, I guess, is some way, because you know, people didn't used to use Kleenex tissue. It's not Kleenex. Kleenex is a name brand. Tissue. They used hankies. And I guess there's some fancy dancy way of folding it, and then you like blow your nose and fold it another way and blow your nose and fold it another way so that you're not blowing on the gross that you blew on it before. I have not watched the video yet, but she talks about it, and now that I have handkerchiefs, I'm going to try it. Why not, right? I'm going to try it. And I'll be able to say that my handkerchiefs are Grandma Kate's. These are Grandma Kate's handkerchiefs, which I think my Grandma Ruby had handkerchiefs too. Anyway, that's it. I'm rambling. Thanks, guys. Thanks for sticking around for the babbling. I mean, that is sort of odd, right? I don't normally I babble all the time, you know. But did y'all even finish your drink? I did. The next time that I will see some of you is gonna be at Rhinebeck. I'm so excited. I feel like Kristen Wiig as the Target lady. Okay, I'll catch you guys later. I hope all is awesome in your worlds. If it isn't awesome, I hope this put a little ray of sunshine in it. Anyway, and what else? Like, comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, all those things, all that happy horse shit. We'll catch you later. Toodles.